All across the world, people are recording extraterrestrial beings. But what happened in Dubai got everyone on the edge.
So live from Dubai, broadcasted on Fox, on the right side of the screen. Did you see that?
And not only the UAE, but Nevada.
Whoa.
Toronto.
We're going crazy.
Colombia. These UFO sightings are brought to you from literally every corner. So let's begin. The year had barely begun, and we got our first strange sighting from Dubai, and it happened on New Year's Eve. As fireworks lit the sky, a small white disc suddenly appeared. It didn't move like any known military drone. Witnesses said it vanished almost instantly, like a flash of light. NASA later tried to dismiss it as falling satellite debris, but ufologists weren't convinced. According to them, the movement was too sharp, too controlled, and far too fast. If their analysis is right, Dubai has now joined the list of UFO hotspots. Cloud ring. In Kuala Lumpur, a full moon night took an unexpected turn when locals noticed something strange in the sky. The moon itself wasn't the focus. It was a perfect ring of clouds forming directly beneath it. The shape looked too precise, almost deliberate. And many were reminded of earlier reports where UFOs appeared disguised as clouds. Some viewers were certain it was an alien craft hiding in plain sight, using the clouds as cover. Others pointed to a rare but natural explanation, calling it a lenticular cloud formed by wind and light. So what's your take on this? Let me know in the comments below. Nevada collision. Workers at a secret Air Force site near Area 51 noticed a weird glow spreading across the Nevada sky. This wasn't a drone or a weather effect. The light moved in sharp, impossible ways. Nothing like aircraft they had seen before. Then it got stranger. Multiple glowing objects appeared and seemed to collide, lighting up the sky in a surreal display. Shocked, the workers recorded the moment, unsure if they were watching technology from space or a classified experiment gone wrong.
It was like a f***ing battle.
Even after analysts reviewed the footage, no clear answers surfaced, leaving one unsettling question hanging. What really flew over Area 51 that day? Highway portal. A man was driving home late on a Nevada highway not far from Area 51 when his normal trip took a shocking turn. Out of nowhere, a flying saucer appeared above the road. Before he could even react, it passed straight through his car. Seconds later, a bright glowing orb formed right beside him. It looked as if the saucer had emerged from a portal, and the orb was sealing it shut. Whatever that craft was doing so close to Area 51, it clearly wasn't random, and that raises serious concerns no one can ignore. Fireball 5. Near Chicago on December 23rd, 2025, a man stepped out for a quiet walk when something strange caught his eye in the sky. 5 objects glowing at once. He quickly zoomed in with his camera, expecting planes or drones. But what he saw looked more like floating fireballs. They burned bright, almost like shooting stars. But here's where it didn't make sense. Shooting stars fall. These didn't. When he zoomed back out, all 5 vanished instantly, as if a hidden portal had opened and closed in the sky. Maybe that night, the sky revealed more than it meant to. Sao flashes. This unsettling video surfaced from Sao Paulo, Brazil, and it quickly left viewers disturbed. At first glance, the flashes in the night sky looked like fireworks, but seconds later, it was clear this wasn't any celebration. Strange lights blinked rapidly, then vanished, all centered around a single building. Some suggested it was a high-tech projection or a private light show, but that explanation collapsed when reports followed that people inside the building went missing soon after the lights appeared. Authorities offered no explanation yet. That silence only fueled darker theories, with many convinced this was a clear case of alien abduction, quietly erased from the record. Glass filter. You won't believe what one man noticed when he casually looked up at the sky. A strange disc was hanging there, completely still. Instantly, he knew it wasn't a military drone. The shape was exactly how people describe a UFO. Then, things turned unsettling. The moment he lowered the glass he was using to view it, the disc vanished. Confused, he raised the glass again, and there it was, in the same spot. This time, it slowly drifted away and disappeared. The video went viral. Some believe the glass acted like a filter, revealing something hidden from human eyes. Others think the craft controlled its visibility. Either way, it felt like a smart move by the aliens. Boogosphere. The story of the Boogosphere started from 1996 in Colombia, but it seemed it has now shifted to Tokyo as well. This time, multiple videos showed a metallic sphere flying in the sky. Witnesses described it as a shiny, round ball. To them, it carried advanced knowledge from otherworldly visitors. The video ended, but just like 1996 this time too, it chose to vanish. Temple portal. Angkor Wat in Cambodia is known as one of the world's most mysterious temples. But this time, the focus wasn't the ruins themselves. A tourist recorded a shocking sight when a UFO appeared right beside the temple, emerging from a glowing portal. Within seconds, the portal vanished and the UFO disappeared with it, leaving the sky empty again. The temple's strange design has long been linked to forces beyond human understanding, and this sighting only added to that fear. While the world treats Angkor Wat as an ancient ruin, it appears these visitors still see it as an active gateway, quietly using it to move between worlds. Unknown disc. A family stepped out of their house after noticing a bright light outside and were instantly frozen in shock. Hovering directly above their home was a disc-shaped object, glowing intensely and emitting steady lights.
What is that? Hey, serious.
It stayed perfectly still, silent, and positioned as if it was watching the house below. The family quickly contacted the police, but by the time officers arrived, the object was gone. There were no marks, no sound, and no sign of movement. It was as if the craft had vanished instantly, leaving the area empty again.
Hey, seriously.
Cloud portals. It seemed like clouds won't stop telling the story of what is inside them. First, it was California. Now the report is coming from Colombia, where 4 lights were seen coming from the clouds. As he looked closer, it seemed like 4 small holes in the sky, and lights were coming from them.
De ahora ya se... Ay no. Dios mío. Padre amado.
It looked like portals opened before closing. One thing became clear. Sometimes the watchers are closer than we think. Cube probes. A resident in Guatemala stepped outside and noticed 2 cube-shaped objects hovering silently in the sky. At first glance, they looked like balloons, but balloons don't move like this. These objects drifted slowly, side by side, perfectly in sync. When experts examined the footage, even they struggled to explain it. One theory stood out, according to which if extraterrestrials were studying Earth, they wouldn't arrive openly. They would send probes first, small, quiet, and designed to blend in, just like this one. Cigar-shaped UAP. Another UAP video surfaced online, and this one caught attention fast. The footage showed a long, cigar-shaped metallic object flying high in the sky, reflecting sunlight as it moved steadily forward. There were no wings, no exhaust trail, and no sound captured in the clip. Its shape and motion didn't match any known aircraft. The object appeared controlled, not drifting or falling. With more sightings appearing, the truth behind this object may be closer than we realize. Disc-shaped craft. Over Lake Havasu in Arizona, an onlooker recorded a strange object moving high across the sky.
It must be about 3,000 feet up now, I'd say. Wow, look at that.
The footage showed a metallic, disc-shaped craft reflecting light as it traveled with ease. There were no wings, no sound, and no visible method of flight, nothing that matched any known Earth technology. The object moved calmly, almost casually, as if it belonged there. Whether this happened with government awareness or without it remains unclear, but something clearly didn't belong.
Nobody's gonna believe us except I got it on film, huh?
Glasgow abduction. Now this is what I call a classic UFO case that left an entire world in shock. In Glasgow, a man panicked and pulled out his phone when he noticed something impossible hovering above his neighbor's house. Suspended silently in the air was a massive UFO, far larger than anything that should exist over a quiet city street. Then, without warning, a blinding flash of light flooded the area. Seconds later, the object vanished. What made the incident far more disturbing was what came next. The house reportedly belonged to a scientist, and after that flash, the neighbor was never seen again. Vanishing meteor. A video is going viral that appears to show a meteor racing across the sky, dragging a bright trail of light behind it. At first, nothing feels unusual, just another space rock burning as it moves downward.
What is that thing?
The clip ends, and most people assumed it crashed somewhere on Earth. But later, a strange detail surfaced. The object never reached the ground at all. That raised an unsettling question. If it didn't fall, where did it go? That hinted to one thing. An advanced, otherworldly technology was passing through. What do you think? Let me know in comments. Military escort. Workers inside a building captured a disturbing sight as a military helicopter hovered side by side with 3 silver, ball-shaped objects suspended in midair. All 4 remained perfectly still, almost as if they were aware of each other's presence. What unsettled witnesses most was what didn't happen. The helicopter made no aggressive move and showed no attempt to force the objects away. Instead, its position felt deliberate. It looked less like a pursuit and more like an escort, as if the military already knew exactly what these objects were, where they were headed, and was guiding them quietly out of sight. Pleiadian saucer. In 2003, rare footage surfaced showing a craft that matched the classic saucer-shaped UFOs reported for decades. The object had a smooth, metallic surface and hovered with an unnatural stillness, something no helicopter or aircraft could ever replicate. As the witness kept filming, the craft moved silently across a clear blue sky, gliding with precision, as if guided by intelligence rather than machinery. Researchers later linked the design to what is believed to be a Pleiadian craft, said to belong to a highly advanced civilization. Wheeled disc. A farmer working alone in a quiet, remote field suddenly noticed a massive dark disc hovering above him. Well, things didn't end there. 2 thin metallic rings spun around its center, moving like parts of a giant machine in the sky. The object stayed perfectly still, silent and heavy, as if gravity meant nothing to it. A blinding flash burst out, followed by a loud boom that shook the ground, and the craft vanished instantly. Many believe these wheeled UFOs use portal technology to jump across the world. We are watching the beginning of an arrival we cannot stop, and the flash in that field was just the first warning. Silent mining. Things in Dubai didn't end with that first sighting. Days later, a driver watching the sunset noticed a familiar shape slide silently into view. A bright white disk appeared in the sky, moving with the same controlled precision seen in the earlier incident. The situation turned unsettling when reports surfaced that oil had been detected in the exact area. So this probably means that the UFO wasn't just passing through. It hovered there for a purpose, quietly mining resources right under our noses. Fire streak. Dubai's strange sightings didn't begin recently. They go back to 2022. One of the earliest clips came from a man filming from his own home, a video that was taken down almost as soon as it appeared. In the footage, a fiery object streaked across the sky with a glowing trail, looking exactly like a meteor or shooting star. But something felt off. It didn't fall, didn't break apart, and didn't land anywhere. It simply vanished mid-air. That moment is where the doubts began. Meteors don't just disappear like that. Many now believe this wasn't a space rock at all, but advanced otherworldly technology disguising itself as a natural object before slipping away unnoticed. Saturn orb. A passenger flying over LaGuardia Airport in New York never expected his casual view out the window to turn strange. In the distance, several glowing orbs hovered quietly in the sky. As he zoomed in, one shape stood out, a Saturn-like object, complete with a ring, drifting alongside the lights and moving slowly across the horizon. Because of the high-security location, many linked the sighting to unexplained activity already reported around New York. But before the footage could reach larger audience, the post was mysteriously removed from the internet, leaving everyone confused. Hidden mothership. A driver noticed something strange in the sky in November 2025. One cloud stood out immediately. It wasn't drifting with the wind like the others, and the longer he watched, the more wrong it felt. Then the shape became clear, a massive disc-like form hovering perfectly still behind the cloud cover. Though this could be a natural phenomenon, but the UFO-like shape made the people believe it was some extraterrestrial activity happening in the Nevada sky. Ezekiel wheels. A man walking through downtown Toronto on December 6th, 2024, suddenly stopped near the CN Tower and raised his camera to the sky. High above the skyline, a massive glowing structure rotated with a cold, mechanical rhythm.
We're going crazy.
It wasn't a single disc, but wheels spinning within wheels. As the footage spread online, believers were convinced they were witnessing the biblical wheels of Ezekiel. But the story took a darker turn when several glowing orbs moved alongside them. Due to this, people now believe that it wasn't a miracle, but a UFO in disguise. So what's your take on this? Let me know in the comments below. Sky portal. A breathtaking sight froze people in place as a towering beam of light shot straight into the sky, looking like a doorway opening between worlds. A local captured the moment on camera, and for a few seconds, it felt unreal, more like a sci-fi scene than real life. People waited, expecting something to emerge. Nothing did, but several people recording one strange beam in the sky couldn't be just the work of imagination. Rather, it was proof that something mysterious was happening. Green saucers. A witness in Cucuta, Colombia, was left shaken after spotting a cluster of strange glowing lights pulsing in the night sky. The objects shone in sharp green and white tones over the street. As the witness recorded, the green lights began moving in perfect sync, briefly revealing the faint metallic outline of a saucer-shaped craft hiding behind the clouds. Locals believe these so-called green light saucers are part of a hidden fleet watching the border for months, using advanced cloaking to avoid radar. Triangle lights. This video surfaced in 2025, uploaded by an anonymous user, with the location still unknown. Hidden beneath thick clouds, 4 strange lights appeared in the sky.
Oh, what the hell?
They weren't stars. They moved. At one moment, the lights locked into a perfect triangle that just hinted at a classic UFO formation. The sighting sparked fear that these objects can hide in plain sight, watching everything while staying invisible to the military as a threat.
Whoa.
Orb formation. Across the United States, sky events are being reported that feel far beyond anything normal. One viral video from Miami shows 3 glowing orbs drifting toward each other, merging into a single light, then separating again.
Look. Y'all thought I was playing. I know y'all see those lights. Look at them. Not the little ones because my little mirror thing.
Moments later, they line up perfectly and move in sync, almost like a coordinated dance. To people, these were alien reconnaissance devices running energy experiments, while others think they were interdimensional objects slipping through unstable portals. California glow. On 21st December 2025, a strange event was reported in California. During the night, a man recording from his driveway captured something unexpected. A bright, luminous glow appeared in the sky. The light grew stronger, pulsing as if releasing waves of energy. It looked like something was hiding in the cloud. Maybe a mothership that used clouds as a disguise to hide. Locals called it the most recent physical breach by otherworldly visitors in California. French tic-tac. In France, a fire broke out in an empty garage, and crowds rushed to the scene. That's when they saw something unexpected, a UFO resembling the famous tic-tac craft.
C'est quoi ce truc? C'est quoi ce truc?
The object hovered, stopped, then suddenly turned and changed direction twice, moving exactly like Navy pilot Dave Fravor once described.
Bordel.
Mais ça bouge?
Oh. Attends.
One local tried to follow it on camera, but the footage abruptly cut off, showing nothing more. To witnesses, this UFO may have been behind the garage fire, and if that's true, the situation could be far more alarming in the days ahead. Sky cigar. A quiet evening in San Francisco suddenly turned unforgettable for one local. While looking out at the clear sky, he noticed something that didn't belong there. High above the buildings, a long cylindrical object floated silently in the air. It wasn't round or flashing like usual sightings. This craft looked like a giant flying cigar. It stayed steady, almost as if it wanted to be seen. Whether it was secret technology or something not made on Earth, that strange sky cigar left behind proof, and a sight the city won't forget. Smokestack heist. A man driving past a remote industrial plant suddenly stopped when he spotted something impossible. Hovering directly above a massive smokestack was a cluster of glowing metallic balls, perfectly still in the air. As he began recording, the object slowly moved closer to the rising smoke, almost as if they were being drawn to it. Not long after the sighting, disturbing details surfaced. Workers inside the plant discovered that a large shipment of rare minerals had vanished from sealed storage rooms. No alarms were triggered. It was as if the cargo had been lifted straight through solid walls. Many now believe the smokestack wasn't just smoke. It was a gateway used to quietly extract resources right under everyone's nose. Saigon watchers. In July 2020, the people of Saigon, Vietnam, witnessed a video that shook their belief in what's possible. A police officer on duty looked up and spotted 2 dark, oval-shaped UFOs moving quietly across the sky.
Vật thể bay không xác định.
He quickly recorded the sight, knowing it was nothing like any plane he had ever seen. The objects floated smoothly, stayed perfectly in sync, and made no sound at all, as if they were sent to watch human activity below. If such sightings are now being confirmed by officers, it may mean these visitors are ready to reveal themselves, and the real test for humanity could soon begin. Stadium orbs. A video is going viral and leaving people deeply unsettled. During a regular football match, a striking scene appeared above the pitch. Multiple bright orbs were seen hovering over the field, clearly visible to players and spectators below. They didn't move randomly. The lights stayed aligned, drifting slowly, like a silent patrol passing over familiar ground. Soon after, reports began to circulate that several players from the field went missing. No announcements, no police records showed it. The timing felt too precise to ignore. Many now believe the orbs weren't just watching, they were selecting, turning an ordinary match into something far more disturbing. Texas hover. Here is another unexplainable sight recorded in Texas. A bright orb was seen in the sky, appearing as if it had dropped from a hole above, yet it never moved. It remained completely still, suspended in place, as if staying there on purpose. No engine noise was heard, and no aircraft was visible nearby. The light did not fade or drift with the wind. It simply hovered. The footage ends before anything else is revealed, leaving viewers uneasy.
Being crazy, bro.
House survey. A homeowner in a quiet neighborhood was locking up for the night when a strange, pulsing glow caught his attention outside the window. Just above the rooftops, a bright ball of light drifted through the air, moving smoothly in a way that didn't feel natural. A neighbor across the street recorded the object as it made a low sweep over the houses, completely silent. What disturbed people most was how the light paused over certain homes before moving on. Well, these visitors are quietly surveying our homes for reasons still unknown. Cloud mothership. A man was looking at the sky when something felt off. A strange cloud sat still, and soft lights were glowing inside it. There was no storm, no wind, nothing normal about it. When he zoomed in with his camera, the shape became clear. The lights formed the outline of a massive mothership hiding inside the cloud. It stayed there quietly, as if parked in the sky, watching below. The object did not move or make any sound before the video ended. It looked like a secret alien parking spot in the sky. When will they stop? The panic is increasing. Bridge orbs. This sight came straight from Malaysia in 2025, where several glowing orbs were seen floating above a bridge. The view looked almost magical, yet deeply unsettling. Officials quickly denied any military or drone activity in that area. But locals revealed something disturbing. For years, the nearby lake had been linked to reports of strange objects rising out of the water and shooting into the sky. The video ended without answers, adding fuel to the growing belief that even our waters are not fully ours. After all, humans have explored only 5% of the ocean. Quake lights. A man filming from his apartment in China captured a sight that left the entire area shaken with fear. Just minutes before a powerful earthquake struck the city, the sky suddenly filled with glowing orbs and sharp flashes of violet light. The lights pulsed in a steady pattern, almost controlled, as if something above was watching closely. Scientists later claimed the lights were caused by electric energy released from stressed rocks. But many witnesses rejected that explanation. They believe these were UFOs interfering with the Earth's core, testing their ability to trigger disasters. Who knows? Secret agencies might be working alongside these visitors, using earthquakes as a secret tool for power. Volcano fireball. Now this is what you'd call a real classified case. At Zaltepec Volcano in Zapotitlan, Puebla, a man captured a fireball moving in ways that made no sense. Instead of traveling across the mountain normally, it seemed to jump from one spot to another, almost like teleportation. To him, it resembled old tales of witches appearing as bright lights, using the volcano as a secret meeting place. But others see something far stranger. Advanced technology using the volcano as a hidden entry point. The footage exists, the event happened, and the truth? That part is still up to you to decide. Mass escape. Hundreds of miles over California, in the Sacramento region, a quiet night suddenly turned disturbing. A group of friends standing outside their home noticed numerous glowing lights hovering above the clouds.
Wait. Okay.
What the? Oh my god!
Oh! No, that's different.
Without warning, the lights shot away at an unbelievable speed, like bright objects escaping all at once. The movement was fast, smooth, and clearly controlled. When authorities were contacted, they stated no light show, aircraft, or military activity was taking place in that area, and they had no explanation. That response only intensified the fear.
They're coming from like way behind us now. That's not lightning, is it?
Silent doorway. Above Scotland, just after sunset, a glowing oblong shape appeared in the sky and stayed perfectly still for several minutes. It didn't drift, blink, or fade. Multiple people watched it at the same time, all describing the same strange form. Soon after, reports began coming in from other locations, all seeing an identical object holding its position in the sky. The steady glow suggested more than light alone. It looked like a doorway holding itself open, or an extraterrestrial probe concealed inside a luminous shell, silently observing before disappearing without a trace. Hovering craft. In New Jersey, USA, a man stepped outside his home and noticed a disturbing sight in his neighborhood.
What's that? That's a plane? Why it ain't moving?
Hovering above a nearby building was a mysterious craft, completely still, with bright lights embedded across its surface. It made no sound and showed no signs of normal flight. The object appeared to be carefully positioned, as if it had chosen that exact spot for a reason. The scene felt deliberate, not random. It looked like a UFO searching for a place to stay hidden, or possibly watching the area closely.
Why it ain't moving? Look at that, it got 4 lights on it.
Splitting orb. In Belton, Texas, on January 18th, residents standing outside their homes noticed a single orb of light drifting slowly through the air.
Crazy in the sky.
It moved calmly, without sound, holding its shape for over a minute. Then, without warning, the orb split into 2 separate lights. Moments later, one of them expanded into what looked like a glowing portal, while the second orb faded and slipped inside it. Within seconds, everything vanished, and the sky returned to normal, as if nothing unusual had happened. No aircraft were reported in the area, and no tests were confirmed. What unfolded above Belton didn't look human, and it left no trace behind.
It shot out. It looks like there's like a dot in front of it.
Orbs or UFO. In Alaska, strange lights were recorded in the sky in November 2023, and the footage quickly raised alarms. At first, the object looked like a solid triangular craft hovering silently, but after a few minutes, the edges began to separate, and the view became clear. What appeared as one craft was actually 3 glowing orbs moving in perfect sync, maintaining equal distance from each other. Scientists had earlier admitted that something unknown had entered Earth's space, and this sighting, happening the same night, felt like confirmation that whatever arrived was no longer hiding. Sky structure. A man looking out of his window noticed strange lights glowing in the distance, something that immediately felt off. As he focused closer, the lights didn't scatter or fade. They formed a huge structure, standing in the sky as if a portal had broken open. For a brief moment, it looked like a building from another world, visible through the opening before everything snapped shut. First it was orbs, then disks, and now full structures appearing in our skies. The pattern is clear. These signs don't look accidental anymore. It feels deliberate, as if signals are being dropped on purpose. Organized arrival. If you think you've seen every type of UFO already, this site changed that idea fast. A newly recorded object showed a completely unique shape, unlike the usual disks or orbs seen before. Its structure looked intentional, almost designed to stand out. As the footage spread, people quickly connected it to other recent UFO sightings reported in nearby areas. The pattern felt too consistent to ignore. These lights weren't random appearances anymore. Let's move towards our subscribers' pick of the day. On New Year's Eve, Dubai's skyline was already lit with massive fireworks when a new and disturbing light appeared above the Burj Khalifa. Thousands of people looked up and saw a neon green disc streak through the sky. In seconds, it passed straight through the Burj Khalifa at extreme speed, without slowing down or causing any damage. That alone made no sense. While officials were quick to claim the lights were just reflections from a secret laser show, the way the disc moved suggests it was scouting. Some believe the government is using these light shows as a cover to mask the arrival of real extraterrestrial craft that are drawn to the city's massive energy output. For now, conspiracy remains.